of year that we begin to celebrate Christmas, and we've got everything in the works, or we realize what we should have had in the works a long time ago is not quite where they should be today, getting ready for the busy holiday. Christmas is such a busy time of year. It really is for many, many people. They're busy with shopping, and that in of itself. It takes a long time just for that, to go shopping and fighting the crowds and all of these things. Starting on the Black Friday shopping all the way up till Christmas Eve and all of that, everybody's shopping. And I believe it was last year, Holly and I went to the store. We're not usually last minute shoppers, but for some reason last year we became some. And we went to the store to try to find a gift for one of our kids, or a couple of our kids, and the shelves were bare. We thought, where did everything go? I mean, everything was gone except for just a few small little trinkets and things like that. I mean, we walked in, wow. But when we've gone at other times of the season, and there's so many people there. Now, I have claustrophobia, okay? I love my open places. Okay? I love where I'm not. I like people. I enjoy talking to people, but my kids know I love them hugging on me. But after a while, I'm like, okay, that's enough. And they're only like 9 years old, and 8, and all that. And I was still like, get away! I love you, but you guys step back, okay? But when I go shopping during that time, I can't even walk in the stores. Everybody's running around and reaching over everybody's heads and trying to grab this. It's just a busy time. Everybody trying to go shopping, and everybody's getting out their Christmas. Everybody have your Christmas decorations up yet? Anybody not have your Christmas decorations up yet? Oh, we have some Scrooges. Okay. All right, just a few of you though. We can forgive that, right? So, but we're putting up Christmas lights and all of this, and I think in our family we start putting them up pretty early. Our kids love to put up their Christmas lights up on the house and things like that. So we're up there putting all the Christmas lights up, and I was telling the teen class this morning, we put them all up, and it was a warm day that day, so we got all the Christmas lights put up. Everything looked nice, and everything was just perfect, and the very next day, it began to get very windy. And then we realized that the Christmas lights weren't up as well as we thought they were. We walk out the next day, and half of them are falling off the roof like this, and laying on our lawn, and we have these little extension cords going over our, I'm not sure if that's really, anyway, extension cords over our roof so we can have our lights plugged in, and they're on the ground over there. And I'm like, boy, that's just beautiful, like green extension cord hanging down with those lights and those lights. And I'm like, well, we ought to just keep it that way. And then we have to get back up there. We have to make sure everything's just right. And so we all got up there and we did that. But keeping them up, and then you have all the different things, the decorations putting up. It takes all day to do that. And it's just a busy time. You think about the decorating, the Christmas parties. By the way, ladies, I hear that there's an extremely great Christmas party last night. Lots of fun games, and even a good devotional. I had a special speaker last night. Well, she talks to me, but anyway, Holly, she gives me all my sermon, but no. But she gave a good devotion last night, and so I hear that it was a great time last night. But then we have our work Christmas parties, our family Christmas parties, our acquaintances' birthday or Christmas parties, and it seems like every other week you got Christmas parties. And like with Holly and I, God blessed us with 3 kids with birthdays in December. So we have Christmas parties, we have birthday party, and Greg married a woman whose birthday's in December, so we have another birthday party to add into that too. And so we have all these, we're busy with all these parties, all these celebrating, and preparing for all of the special holiday, and for all the family to come in, all the hours of cooking that you do, and that you get everything ready for the night before, and getting the Christmas presents wrapped, and getting them put underneath the tree, and all these things with the shopping and the parties and all the Christmas activities, the functions that we go to, and all the decorating that we do, and all the giving of the gifts and the wrapping of the gifts, and not just giving gifts, but looking for that perfect gift. Although I will say this, this, the gift card has made some people lazy gift givers. They're like, just give them a gift card, they'll get whatever they want. All right. But we look for the perfect gift, we look for these ideas, and we get busy trying to look for these things. We get busy with the receiving of gifts and all the different things. There's even a Christmas song, Silver Bells, city sidewalks, busy sidewalks dressed in holiday style, right? And talking about the busyness of Christmas and all that is going on. And Christmas, if we're not careful, can become so busy and very complicated very quick. This time where everybody's saying, peace on earth, we need peace on earth. And everybody's fighting each other because they're trying to get the perfect present. They're trying to get everything just right. And there's this unrest between ourselves and going on, this frustration, trying to get everything just perfect because everybody wants the perfect Christmas this year. It's got to be the perfect Christmas. It looks like the perfect Christmas. I don't know what I want to do. And we get all upset and forgetting that, you know what? In all the Christmases I've had, I've never had a perfect Christmas. But I've always had great Christmases. So many times you strive for the perfect Christmas, and when you do that, you ruin it because our own attitudes get in the way of trying to have that perfect idea, and we stress ourselves out.
Yes.
And we miss out on that peace that everybody's trying to find during this Christmas season. And all these different things, and the world's rushing around everywhere during this time, and they have missed everything important about Christmas.
Right.
By the way, Christians, if we're not careful, we'll get caught up in that too. We'll get caught up in singing of the songs. We'll get caught up in watching the Christmas movies. We'll get caught up in all these. And I'm not preaching against watching Christmas movies. I watch Christmas Miracle on 34th Street, all that stuff, you know. I watch all those too. Okay, I'm not against that, but we get so caught up in all of these things that we miss what Christmas is really about. So our challenge for this month is I'm going to try to focus us on this simple phrase. This year, let's try to have a simple Christmas. Simple Christmas. That's going to be my title for this series this month. Simple Christmas. Today, simple Christmas, don't miss it. Don't miss the simple Christmas. We get so caught up with everything going on, with everything coming on. By the way, it is possible to get your house decorated and your cookies all baked and your food all made and everything planned and ready and all the parties gone to and all of the gifts bought and everything on your Christmas must-do list all accomplished. It's possible to get all of that done and still miss Christmas.
Amen.
Still miss it. I'm going to challenge us this year, don't miss the simple Christmas.
Yes.
But by the way, this is not anything new. Missing Christmas is not anything new. I've heard this taught on my whole life growing up, how we need to slow down all my life. My dad talked about how all his life they talk about that. Christmas is always this time where people seem to get busier and busier at the end of the year, getting ready for different things. But I notice it's not a new thing. As a matter of fact, if you will, the first Christmas was the same way. Take a look with me at Luke chapter number 2. I want to read for you verses number 1 through 7 this morning. Luke chapter number 2 says, "And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child." I think we have some people here who know how that feels. Sorry, I couldn't pass it up. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished, that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Now, did you catch everything in that? Now, we read through that, we focus, man, that's the birth of Jesus, and what a wonderful time. But you see all the busyness going around that. Think about this. The very first verse, the whole world is going to be taxed. There's this taxation that is about to take place. The whole world begins to get busy with preparing for this long journey, for the taxation of getting ready to go on this trip. And they're preparing of money together. They're getting their animals ready. They're getting all their stuff packed, because it's not like they had like cars they could go for a day and come back. It was a journey, and they had to get everything ready, everything planned, everything prepared for this taxation. They all had to go to their own cities. If they were not born in the city they were living in, they had to travel somewhere else. And back in those days, they didn't have the easy access to traveling that we do today. And so they had to have everything ready. They were busy getting everything prepared for this trip to their home city, so they could pay their taxes. And all the world is all about getting busy, about getting all these things done. And there's a busyness of everything that's taking place. Not only this, but we think of the traveling that takes place. Everybody's busy. Talk about everybody being on the road. Literally, everybody's on the road during this time. Today, it seems like everybody's on the road, but here in Luke, when the whole world is to be taxed, if you don't live there, guess what? You're to go to the city that you were born in. For example, I live here, but I was born in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, so guess where I'd have to go to? I'd have to go to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And everybody else, anybody else not born here in Livingston. Not born in Livingston. Now imagine that, and that's in this church. Imagine everybody else. Now we're having to go be taxed, and we're all having to go to our own cities. Think of the busyness of the traveling. They didn't have no horns and stuff to be able to kindly encourage one another to get moving, and they didn't have all that. They had to walk. They had to pull their donkeys, their animals along the way. They had to, and all of the busy roads that they were traveling all this time together, and the long distance of traveling that they would have to take. Joseph and Mary, they traveled from Nazareth here to Bethlehem. And it is a 1 day and 10-hour journey as far as walking goes. 1 day and 10 hours. That's a long walk. That's a long walk. 69 miles from that point. But you know what that does not include? It doesn't include a very pregnant woman. So travel will be a lot slower. It's a long journey, a lot of preparation, a lot of busyness taking place for this. And the whole world is getting all around, getting all the different things focused on something different other than Jesus Christ. By the way, the same thing is said today. They may not be focusing on taxation, but they're focusing on Santa Claus, they're focusing on the gifts, they're focusing on the families, they're focusing on all these other things, but they don't focus on Jesus. And the whole world is focused on all these other things. Just like in this day, they were to go back and they were all focused on going to their home cities and paying their taxes. All these important activities taking place. So many people they got to see again. Think of the family reunions that may have taken place. They hadn't seen each other in a long time. They get to see each other, preparing for this to take place, and maybe even meeting new people along the way. And a lot of these important activities that are taking place, people getting to know each other, people meeting each other again, and seeing each other, and so many things to get done and get prepared for this time of taxation, and the government responsibilities that's laid on them, and all the hustle and bustle of life that's happening in this time of Jerusalem. So many times we have to realize they were very busy here in the book of Luke chapter 2. We think ourselves of being busy. They were busy also trying to get ready the roads and getting prepared to pay all the taxes and getting everything done they had to, finding them their hotels and their food and all the provisions. They had to get ready for all these things. And all these things are taking place. And amongst all of this, there's an inconvenience of a birth that happens. See, we find in verses 4 and 5, let's read here about where they take their journey. In Luke chapter number 2, verses 4 and 5. It tells us, and Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth unto Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. Think of that journey that they had to take. And then notice in verse number 6, and so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. Amongst all of the hustle and bustle, amongst all the things that's taken place, amongst all of the people, the important people that are traveling from place to place, and all the busyness of the things that are happening in their lives, and now this happening, and now Mary's about ready to give birth to her firstborn child. You wouldn't call this the most convenient time. See, they're away from their own home. They're a whole day and a half or so journey away from where they live. This is an inconvenient, you might consider an inconvenient birth. They're nowhere near where they would have been at. They're nowhere near their friends that they had back in Nazareth. They're nowhere near that. They have all of these different things that's taking place. They're not at home, they're traveling. And boy, traveling with Holly when she's pregnant, it goes slower. And it's hard on the pregnant woman to travel. And yet, here they are traveling. And in the midst of all this taking place, away from their home and with them traveling, and in this town of Bethlehem comes this birth. It was inconvenient because everybody else was full. Nobody thought about this birth. You have that one phrase, there was no room for them in the inn. All the rooms were full. There was no place for Mary and Joseph. There wasn't a place. Everybody was so caught up with everything they were doing. They were so caught up with the hustle and bustle of all their own agendas, that when it came time to see the birth of the King of Glory, they were too busy. They had everything else scheduled. They had all these other things they had going on. And if you're not careful, you'll get so caught up in your own agenda. I'll get so caught up in my own agenda, I'll miss what Christmas is really about. And we get so busy with all these things taking place. And they were busy with all these, Mary and Joseph trying to find a place to give birth of their baby. And no room for them in any inn. Nowhere. So they had to go to a stable. Someone's backyard. They had to go somewhere. And I was telling the teen class this morning, we painted the stable as being a beautiful place, and the idea of what happened there is a beautiful thing. But if you're really going to picture this stable, you've got to be real. They didn't take time to muck the stable for Mary and Joseph. They didn't take time to put up little Christmas lights for them, put their little Christmas trees up. They didn't take time to make sure it was all nicely decorated and as comfortable as it could be. They didn't do that. Why? They were busy with everything else. They didn't take time to do all these things. So if you're going to put a picture of the stable, you need to put some manure in that stable too, because there's that.
Right.
The stinkiness that Jesus was born into. We talked about that in Sunday school this morning. All that Jesus gave up. And here they are in a stable where nobody else is. Nobody else is around to celebrate the birth of this baby. Nobody else is here at this time. You know, whenever Holly gave birth, family came, woo, celebrated. There was none of that here. Mary and Joseph alone, about to give birth to this king. And everybody was so busy with all the things taking place in the world, all the activities, all of their planning, all their preparation, all of their things they've got going on in their own lives, that they're like, we don't have time, we don't have room, we don't have the place, we don't have the food, we don't have this. Tell you what, there's a barn back there, go 3 miles down this way and 2 miles that way. They're back in the woods somewhere. You can have a stable back there that nobody will use. Just nobody's back there. Just go back there and use that. And we say, wow, how could they do that to Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus? But church, if we're not careful, we'll do the exact same thing. I'm too busy with my planning. I'm too busy with my preparation. I'm too busy with my family coming. I'm too busy going to the parties. I'm too busy with the shopping. I'm too busy with the traveling. I'm too busy with all these other things going on. I'm too busy putting my decoration, making sure my Christmas tree is just right. I'm too busy making sure everything's just perfect. And I really don't have time right now to take the time to minister to anybody else, to do anything for anybody else. So Lord, if you'll just go 2 miles down this way, there's a place in my heart just a few miles down the road that you can just go and call me a little bit later. We put him on the back burner. And if we're not not careful, church, we'll be guilty of the exact same thing they did in Bethlehem. And we will miss it. We will miss the simple Christmas. And my challenge to us this month, this year, don't miss it. Don't miss the simplicity of what Christmas is really about. Don't get caught up in everything else. I'm not saying putting up Christmas trees is wrong. I'm not saying putting up the lights is wrong. I'm not saying having family events is wrong. But don't get so caught up with all of that that you put Jesus on the back burner. I say this, while you put up your Christmas tree, make Jesus the forefront of it. When you put up your decorations, put Jesus at the forefront of it. When you have your family activities, your family gatherings, your parties, put Jesus at the forefront of it. Don't put him back because you're so busy with everything else in life. Especially this time of year, getting ready for next year and all these things coming up. Don't put him on the back burner, because if you do, you'll miss what Christmas is about. And here comes Christmas, and December 26th, you'll go, boy, what's Christmas really about? I really, and a lot of times you talk to people, well, I really just don't feel like Christmas this year. I've heard that said every year. I hear several people say that. Different people. I've said it myself. I just don't feel like much of Christmas this year. But you know what? I found out when I look back, most of the time when I say that is because I put Jesus in the wrong place.
That's right.
It's not about the feeling of the Christmas spirit. It's about, do you have the Holy Spirit living inside of you to put Jesus forefront? That is the simplicity of Christmas. It's not about, when you watch all these movies and all these shows, they're always inevitably looking for what's the meaning of Christmas. And they always come down to one or two good things. It's giving. Is that good? Is giving good? Yeah, giving is good. Or they'll come down to family. Is family good? Yes. But family and giving is not the reason for Christmas.
Right.
Jesus is the reason for Christmas. And until we get that in our head and realize my family is with me, and I can have family activities and things all year round, and I can make them part of my life. But Jesus, this is his time of year that we celebrate his birthday, his birth to come down. If it were not for his birth, we would not have Easter later on. And because of Jesus coming and being born in a simple, humble, lowly manger, every person, whether you're wealthy or whether you're poor, whether you're in between, you have this opportunity to receive this beautiful gift of eternal life that Jesus came to give you. So don't get so caught up with everything in our life, with all the hustle and bustle and all the noise that takes place around Christmas, that we place Jesus in the back. See, while the world is busy with all the activities of Christmas, don't miss that true meaning of Christmas of Jesus Christ. You say, Brother Caleb, that's a very simple message. Yes, it is. And yet, as simple as it is this morning, it's not always easy to put into practice tomorrow.
Amen.
Keep reminding yourself, Christmas is not about making everybody else happy. Christmas is about Jesus and making him happy. So I challenge you today. Maybe you're in this room, maybe you're watching by way of internet, and you're lost. Don't get so caught up in Christmas activities and all the giving and all the presents that you missed out on the one gift that Jesus desires most. That gift is you. Jesus wants you to give him your heart and your life. And if you're in this room, or if you're watching by way of internet, and you've never received Jesus as your Savior, he wants you today to come to him before it's too late. Don't get so caught up with your life that you forget that Jesus is there to offer you a gift. And all he wants is you to place your faith in him and what he's done for you on Calvary. That's the gift. You say, what can I give Jesus? If you're lost, give him your heart. Christian, Don't be so busy with all that you're doing that you miss out on focusing on the one person that Christmas is all about. That's Jesus. Don't miss out on the focusing of Jesus during this Christmas season. Because when we do, when we focus on Jesus, while everybody else is all stressed out, we don't have to be. Christmas does not have to be a time where we're stressed out and flustered and frustrated, all the things we got going on. This is not the time that we have to be that way. Jesus is, after all, according to Isaiah, the Prince of Peace. And that's what He came to give. And you can have it even during this busy holiday season. If you'll make it simply your focus, straight down the line, focused on Jesus, He will make your Christmas easy and simple. And you won't walk away December 26th wondering where Christmas is gone. You walk away to December 26th filled with joy and happiness because you got the opportunity to give Jesus your best. While others are focusing on all their things, don't miss the opportunity. He made to tell others how you can have peace during this busy time. Don't miss out on that opportunity to tell others of Jesus during this time. And I'd ask you today to commit yourself that today, in this season, you're going to put Him first. You're going to put Him first. Before parties, before family, before presents, before shopping, before decorating, before anything else that we do. Jesus, this Christmas season, it's all about you. And if I don't get all my decorations up, if I don't get all my shopping perfectly done, if I don't get everything just right, all my T's crossed, all my I's out, if I don't get everything just right, God, this Christmas is about you first and foremost. I want to ask us today to commit to that simple thought. Making Jesus first. Simple Christmas. Don't miss it. Glad you guys have closed your eyes this morning.